Hi, everyone. We're just waiting for people to get on and we'll get started. Let's see if I can see a bigger screen because I can't see. There we go. Oh, we got a couple people on. Yay! Say hi when you get on so we know. We're trying something new. Actually, we did this with Becca 2 Thursdays ago, and it's a new program. And it's actually kind of cool because we can do both YouTube and Facebook Live. And the only problem is Mark can't do the camera because it only goes one way and only faces me. So you get me doing that, but Mark can answer questions, which is awesome. Are the questions coming up?
Yep.
Yep. How are you doing both? Interesting.
I can only do one.
He can only do one. You know what? If Cindy's watching, she could do the other one. Which one do you want to do? Oh, we have two. Look, we have a phone too. We're a little better at doing this now. We'll get it. But it's kind of exciting to do both YouTube and Facebook at the same time because then we're getting more audience. So it's awesome. So I think we've got 31 people watching already, so that's awesome. So I'm going to get started. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Welcome, everybody. If it freezes, we're going to have to play around with it. Cross your fingers it does not. But at this point, it seems to be doing okay. So we're going to be doing a couple things. First thing we're going to talk about is I've got some announcements to make. The big one, which I'm super excited about, is that Cindy has come up with this awesome idea. And it actually came from when Becca and I were on 2 weeks ago. And I was saying how my friend Denise will sew for about 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less in the mornings. She gets a lot done. And we thought, so Cindy had posted that and we discussed having a challenge. So we're going to do a challenge and hopefully you guys will join us. It is on Open Gate Quilts. And what's cool about it is that we're going to start on July 1st. Cindy's already put a calendar. Cindy's awesome. Thanks, Cindy, for all your help. You do an amazing job. She put a calendar up there so you can print it off and you can mark down the time that you are working with. Do you have a question?
Be sure to like, comment, and share.
Oh, see, I miss him already. Make sure you like, comment, and share. And what else do we do on YouTube? Subscribe. So that's a new one we need to. But anyway, so she already put a calendar on. So you can print that off. You can write your time down that you have worked. I don't want to say worked, sewed, because it's more fun. It's really not work. So that you have sewed. And for those who, and this is going to be all in the honor system, for those of you who have sewed the whole month, every day, we're going to have a big prize to be determined. Haven't figured that out yet, but we're going to figure it out. And then for those of you who sew 21 plus days, we're going to do another drawing. So there'll be 2 drawings, one who does every day, and then one for anybody who does 21 days plus. And it doesn't have to be long. It's 10-15 minutes. The whole idea is to sew and enjoy and get some stuff done. I have already started, actually. I did skip yesterday, but I did get to sew today. I sewed and actually I'm going to do some stuff just for me. I have some gifts I need to make. There's some project that I really want to do that's a Halloween one. You know me, love Halloween. Actually, it's fall. It's got pumpkins in it that I want to finish. So I thought this would be a great way for me to get stuff like that done as well as you getting stuff. So it's a little bit of a motivation. So it'll be fun. So mark your calendars. We're going to start that July 1st. Again, you can sew on anything you want. Minimum 10 minutes, maximum, whatever, 10 hours. I don't care. Have fun. Enjoy. This is part of the fun. Okay, so that's the one thing I really wanted to talk about. The other thing is I have a few of the June boxes left. That's the box with, and here I'll open this up. I know we did an opening, but I do have, I can show you what's in here. There we go. So you get your letter that tells you what it is. So I have 3 boxes. So the first 3 people that, what Mark's indicating to me.
You can put the camera down.
I can put the camera down, he says. Here we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. So the first 3 people that say they want it, I will bill you and you can, you will get them. So I've got 3 boxes left. This is the one that has the churn it up. And here is the finished quilt. So this is your large project in the box. And for quilting wise, I just did like a little flower out here in the ditch in here, and then just a stipple, or I actually didn't do a stipple. I did a little wave. I don't know if you can see that, a wave in the border. Simple, fun, great way to practice your machine quilting. So that's the large project. The small projects, there's actually 2 of them. You get 2 different patterns. One is a port pillow. So this is made for someone who is got a port on their chest and they are going through chemo or something like that, and they put this on their seat belt. So they wrap it around their seat belt and they put it under, and it protects their port from getting from hurting them. So that one, and then, and if you don't know, if you don't have anybody that needs it or you needs to use it, you can always donate it to your local cancer center. And then the other one is for you, and this is a really quick, easy project. This is for your seatbelt, and it's to protect your neck because it your seatbelt sometimes rubs along your neck. So this is for you. So that's the small projects. And of course I put the stuffing in for the port pillow. The notion of the month, it is a bobbin boat. So you would put your bobbins in here. And I was watching Under the Needle, Shonda doing her opening, and she was so excited because she thought she would wind all the bobbins for a project she's working on. So this is great if you're going to do our sew along, and you could put that right beside your sewing machine and you have them all ready. Another thing I noticed is that you could also put in your spool of thread plus your notion, so you have all this ready to go. The spool of thread is a creamy colors that goes with everything, and then the fat quarter is this cute little it's got baby bunnies and baby birds. Does it have bunnies? No, it just got baby birds. So it's just a sweet little springy fabric. So that is the June box. So if anybody's interested, just put a message on and we will put your name down for that. So that's that.
How much are they and how many do you have?
I have 3. I guess I can put it back up. Here we go. Yep. It's coming. There we go. There I am. I have 3 left. They're 42 plus $8 shipping. So if you're interested, let me know. And what we can do is I will bill you. That way we get it all straight. If you're interested in the subscription box, we got some really cool stuff coming up. So you can always sign up on opengatequilts.com. And what do we need to do, honey? We need to like, comment, and share. He's looking at comments. Anybody have any comments or questions?
Yes, Melania Montoya.
Yes.
If you could just private message us or go to the website and email us, and we'll put you down.
Okay. All right.
So make sure you put down her name, Melania Montoya.
What does she
wants? The box.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I put you down, but message us for sure too, so we have your information. Or you can email me at info@opengatequilts.com. So that brings me to one more thing before we get to our sew along. We are doing a Christmas box, and I know I announced it when we were with Becca, but I wanted to announce it again. Um, we're only doing 50. And if you're interested, give me an email and I will put you on the list. Um, we are close to 50, but sometimes people drop out. So I want to make sure we get you on, if you're really interested, get you on the list. How it's going to work is it's like a 12 days of Christmas. So you will get 12 different presents and it'll come in one box at, I think I'm going to send it out about the middle of November, so you'll get it at the end of November, and you can open it. You can open it starting the 1st. We are taking bets to see who can wait and open them one each day, or who's going to open all the first day, because I don't know if I could wait. So it's going to be 160. And you will get lots of cool stuff. You will get notions. You will get three kits, one a large one a medium, one a small one. You're going to get some extra special things that I'm planning. So if you're interested, you can email me at info@opengatequilts.com and we will get you on the list. I think that's it for announcements. Does anybody else have any questions?
That's it so far.
All right.
And Deb's watching, right?
Hi, Deb. So we are starting on the sewing of our sew along. So for those of you who don't know, we are doing ebb and flow. This is the quilt that is behind me here. This is the original one that I did out of my first boutique line. Actually, I think it's my second one, Coastal Getaway. And it's a Bargello that uses 2.5-inch strip sets. So it's actually pretty easy. The key is, everybody, you want to make sure that you keep organized. So in the pattern, and you can get the pattern on opengatequilts.com, it's called Ebb and Flow. If you were in the subscription box in, I believe it was April, May, yes, you would have gotten this pattern for free, or as part of the subscription box. I guess it wasn't for free. You would get it as part of the subscription box. They're $10. If you're interested in getting them, you can download it and you can sew along with us. You don't have to use batiks. I use Dust to Dawn because I really wanted this quilt in Dust to Dawn. I think it's going to be beautiful. You don't have to use that. You need 2 jelly rolls. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Can we do this pattern in printed fabric?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The question was, can we do this in printed fabric? Absolutely. What you want is 2 jelly rolls. I shouldn't call them jelly rolls. 2.5-inch strip sets. So you want 2 2.5-inch strip sets. If you are using other than Dust to Dawn, you just want to make sure that you keep your fabrics organized. And this is how I did the ebb and flow, is I numbered all my fabrics. Now, I'm not sure what other companies do, but Maywood put all the fabrics in, so they started with 1 and went to 24, and then they picked and choose to get up to 42 strips. So depending on your fabrics, you want to put them in a pleasing manner. Like this one behind me, I kind of went light to dark, and then back, transitioned. As you can see here, I went from dark and then went back to light, but notice that the blues are together. And then I went to a lighter blue, then a little darker, and then went to the greens. So it has that transition going. So when you look at your fabric, you want to have that nice transition. And that's what's going to give you that cool wave effect using your strip set. So what the plan is tonight I'm going to show you how to sew them all together. In 3 weeks, that's going to be our next one. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Our next sew along is going to be on July 14th. So we're going to do it on July 14th. So that gives you 3 weeks to get your strip sets done. And if you do a little bit every day, starting July 1st, you will be able to get a lot done. So
show us your project or your progressions. Post them on our website.
Oh yeah, definitely. Show us what we, if you're not aware, we do have a Open Gate Sew Along group. You can join it and you can see what we're doing. You can see past projects. You can see what we're doing for Ebb and Flow, or you can post it on the Open Gate page too. That's fine. For those of you who are in the subscription box and are unaware, we do have a group for the subscription box, and there it's good for if I have a question for you guys, or if I have an announcement, or if you want to post what you're working on. It's great, and it's just called Open Gate Subscription Box. So you can just join and we will let you in. Okay, so that's the business part. But yeah, it's great to be able to have to post to see what other people are doing, or if you have questions or anything. So the biggest thing to remember is to keep organized. If you don't have a little chart, because you're not using these fabrics, what you can do is make your own chart. Easy. All you have to do is just take a little piece, cut off a little end here, and number it. Take a big piece of paper and put them all in the order that you want, and just number it 1 through how many fabrics are in that bundle. So that way you know, like this one had 22, so you know what 1 through 22 is. That would be the best way to do it for that's the way I've been doing it. So organization is key, because you're going to start sewing these strips together. Sewing the strips together is easy. All you have to do is just sew 1 through 22, and then whatever your next, some of these are missing, so you would just sew the next progression. So let me show you how you do this. What you're going to do is you're just going to, and I've done a little bit here, is you're going to, you know what, I'm going to take this clip down and put these up. I think it'll be easier for everybody to see what I'm doing. Forgot to ask how everybody's doing. Just say hi. I missed that part. I like seeing who's on. Okay, I'm just gonna put that down. So we're gonna start here. I'm gonna put this up. All right. Everybody see that? I'm gonna move it up just a little bit so you guys can see it. Almost saw the ceiling there. There we go. Okay. So what I've done is I've sewn, started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when you sew, you're going to sew these together in sets of 8. Then you're going to sew the next one in a set of 8. And then the last one, you're going to sew a set of 4. Okay. Reason is that when you sew this, you can strip sew. So when I sewed this, I sewed 1 and 2 together, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8. Then I stopped and I pressed. And I press every time before I add my next section on. Why is that? Because if you press when you have all these pieces and you're trying to press them out, oftentimes you get puckers, it doesn't work. So I press, you can still chain sew. I chain sew the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I pressed towards the odd numbers. So I pressed towards 1, 3, 5, 7. So I pressed those. Then what I did was I added my 1, 2 combination to my 3, 4, my 5, 6 to my 7, 8. Again, sewed them, pressed. Now I'm going to press towards the even numbers because I'm pressing all of these in one direction. So now I'm going to press towards 2, and I'm going to press towards 6. Then the last thing is you sew it all together to make this little strap set. And when you do that, again, you're going to press up. So everything is pressed up. It's much more manageable if you do an 8, an 8, and a 4 instead of trying to do them all together because you have all this bulk. But you're still going to have to sew these together. So what I'll do is, now that I've got my sets done, I'm going to sew it and then sew it. And then this is my first strip set. And I need to make 2 identical to this. So it's going to be 1 through 20, right? 1 through 20, got to make sure I got that right. 1 through 20. And this one is pressed up. Now you have another jelly roll. This is 1 jelly roll set. You're going to take your second jelly roll set. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to go 1 through 20, but this time you're going to press in the opposite direction. Why? Because when you put your pieces together, you want one going up, one going down, and it'll make it much easier. So this one is going to be pressed up. Your second set is pressed down. So you need 2 of those.
Where can people go to get the instructions for this?
OpenGateQuilts.com, and it's called Ebb and Flow. So it is available on there.
How much does it cost?
It's $10.
Okay.
So if you got the kit, you got the pattern with it. If you are in the subscription box, you would have gotten it as well. But it is available online. So, and it is a PDF, so you can just print it right off. And when you do get your pattern, this is where you can put down your fabrics. Okay, so now that you've got 1 strip set, you got your second strip set that's absolutely identical. The only thing that's different is the pressing. So this is pressed up. The second one's pressed down. So that's your first strip set. Once I have those 2 done, I'm going to do a second strip set, which is going to be B, and the B strip set is a little different. So you can put these aside, and I'm just going to take these off. And the B strip set, you're going to start, instead of starting with 1, you're going to start with 21. And then you go to 22. Okay. And then you're just going to go to back to number 1 and 2. And again, the instructions tell you this. So once you are have the instructions, have your fabrics, you can always label them, and it's very simple. It's just strips piecing. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to do 8 pieces. So 8 strips here. Oh, that looks so pretty. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 2 more. 7. And then my last one is 8.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do you alternate sewing your strips left to right and right to left? Prevents curvy strip sets?
Yes, good. Good question. That is true. If you sew, so when you're sewing, you'll sew the first one this way, because we're going to do 1 and 2. Then we're going to do 3 and 4 the same way. 5 and 6, same way. 7 and 8, same way. When you put the first 1, 2, and 3, 4 together, sew it this way. So go in the opposite direction. And the reason is, and whoever said that, who said that? Do you know?
Margaret de Leon.
Margaret's smart. She's a smart lady. The reason you want to do that is if you go in all in the same directions, what happens sometimes is it starts to bow. So if you go in different directions in your strip set, so this one down, this one up, this one down, then what will happen is it will kind of even it out. Another thing is pressing between helps a lot. So that's why I press between, so I don't get it to be kind of funky. So good question. So then I would do, again, I want to do my 8 set together because it's easier to manage. I know which way I'm pressing. So the first set, just like the A set, I'm going to press up. I need to make 2. The second one, it will go down. Then I just keep adding my strips, just like I'm going to do another 8. So hopefully I'm high enough. So I've got fabric 9, 10, and the whole idea is that you want 2 sets of 8 and 1 set of 4. And you're just going to sew them together like that. So then I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you are using Dust to Dawn, just note that some of them have the little gold in it. So if you want the gold to show, make sure you have this going right side out. This one has gold in it, this one, and this one. If you don't want to see the gold, you don't want it in your quilt, just flip it over. It'll be fine. So then we're going to do our next one in sets of 4. And I'm running out of space at the bottom here. Gotta move it down a little bit so you guys can see. Here we go. And then you're going to do your 4. Okay. The whole idea is that you want 2 identical strip sets of 20 fabrics. So this is fabric B. Again, I'm pressing these up. The second fabric B, I'm going to press down. Say, for instance, you're sewing on, doing great, and all of a sudden, your first set of fabric B, you switch these 2 fabrics around.
Quick question.
Yes.
Annette presses all her seams open. Will that be a problem?
I don't think so. If you are used to pressing your seams open, you should be fine. I don't press mine open only because I like when they butt, the seams butt, and that they will go in opposite directions. It's always a preference. If it works for you, you should be fine. Not a problem. Okay, back to what I was saying. Say, for instance, we're sewing along, we're doing strip B sets, and I switch these 2 fabrics. No big deal. You don't have to rip. You just want to make sure they're both exactly the same. So the next strip B, you're going to switch those 2 fabrics too. So they need to be identical is the whole idea. That is what we're doing for this week. That is our assignment for our sewing along. So does anybody have any questions other than pressing, where to get the pattern, anything else? If you have any questions, you can ask on the Open Gate Sew Along. You can ask on Open Gate Quilts. We can answer your questions. Remember, the pattern is on opengatequilts.com under Ebb and Flow. It's a PDF pattern. You can pick that up there and you can start. You don't have to use Dust It On. You can use whatever fabric line. If you have 2 jelly rolls or 2.5-inch strip sets, you can use that. Oh, Mark's got a
Do you have
question.
any kits?
I do not have any kits left. I am sorry, I'm out of kits. But really all you need is 2 strip sets. So you can go Quilter's Window in New Hampton, Iowa. She probably has some. All you need is a couple of these. The border I used is, where did I put it? Here. The border I used in this quilt is this one right here. You can always use really anything in the line. It is a beautiful line. You could use almost anything. I think this dark purple would be pretty. Even this light purple. Any of the blues, this blue would be pretty. The nice thing about this is that because all these fabrics are in the quilt, you can almost use anything as the border because it all blends. Yes.
Quilter's Window is out, so check with
Quilter's General Store.
Quilter's General Store.
Yes, check with Quilter's General Store in Rockford. I'll give you the number.
Polly's on.
Polly's on. Hi, Polly. It's 815-397-5160. See, did she say if she has any?
She didn't say anything yet.
Okay, Polly, if you've got some, let us know and we can send them over to. You can check with your local quilt store to see if they have any.
Say hi to Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. Sandy's getting hers tomorrow. She can start. But anyway, check with them to see if they have any. I know that they're still out there. So you need 2 2.5-inch strip sets. Even if you have some other 2.5-inch strip sets in batiks, in regular fabric, whatever you want. The nice thing about this quilt is it's all 2.5-inch strips. Another thing you could do, you could cut your own 2.5-inch strips. You do not have to use a 2.5-inch strip set. If you have half-yard pieces or if you have quarter-yard pieces, you can cut 2.5-inch pieces strips from those. So there you go. You don't have to use that. It is easier. They're already pre-cut, but you can always do your own. That's for sure. So yes. Any other questions about that? All right. So
which strip on the wall would be the white on the first quilt?
the white on the first quilt.
Which strip on the wall would be the white on the first quilt?
The white on the first quilt?
Yeah.
Is this what she was
I was
asking?
thinking that, yeah.
Yep. I gotta see which way it is. Make sure I got it right side up here. It would be, actually it's 1, 2, 3, this one, this fabric here.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so it's the third. And in this strip, see, this is the first strip set. So it would be 1, 2, 3, this one. Okay. So it's depending on your strip set. Like this one has quite a bit of white in it, where this one has no white in it. So depending on your strip set, you're going to get a totally different look on what you do. So it'd be kind of fun even to pull some different ones that you have that you've been saving, and you're like, what am I going to do with this? Oh yeah, I can make ebb and flow. So, and also if you have questions on how to organize the fabric, message me, post it. I can help you with that, because that's part of the fun to me, is doing all the organizing, getting them all in the right order and seeing how they all come together. So
Quick question.
Yes.
Sandy says,
Yes.
if you put the gold side out, should the second strip set be the same?
It doesn't really matter, because the second strip set is actually at the bottom of the quilt. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't match the top. You can, like I was saying, if you switched to in the second strip set, as long as you have both B strip sets exactly the same, you'll be fine. I would try not to do that, but you know, if that happens, my suggestion is keep everything as consistent as possible. That way, if you run into something, you're like, okay, should be here and this should be here. If you have it all the same order, it'll be so much easier. So if you do gold on the top, do gold on the bottom. If you have this one next to this one, make sure that it's both in both sets. It's next to that one. So any other questions? Good questions. I love questions. All right. So a couple things. We're going to start July 1st. We're going to start our sewing challenge, which is every day you're challenged to sew. You do not have to do it if you don't want to. It's just a fun thing to do. I'm excited because it's going to get me to sew every day. Who doesn't want to sew every day? That's what we do. We love to sew. So it'll give us time to sew. I'm excited because it's going to give me time to sew on things that I put aside because I have to do other things. So if you want to do that, we're going to start July 1st. And there's a calendar on, I think it's on Open Gate Quilts. I have to check with Cindy, but there's a calendar up that you can download. You can write your hours down. Awesome. Cindy's going to keep track of it all so we know who's doing what. And remember, if you sew every day, you can put in a drawing for a big prize to be determined. And if you sew 21 plus days in the month, there'll be another drawing. So we're giving you some incentives, and post them. We love to see what you guys are doing. So post them in the sew-alongs, post them on Open Gate so we know what you're sewing. Cindy and I are planning on posting as well so you can see what we're working on and show us that we're actually going to be doing it too.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is that all the fabrics in the fabric line on the wall there?
It is. Yes.
All right.
Yep. So that's the whole line.
That's Tessa.
Hi, Tessa. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So don't forget, I've got a couple more of the June subscription boxes available. I know, was it Milana? I can't remember. I wrote it down, but I can't see. Anyway, she wants one. Got two left. Also,
Milena Montoya.
Milena Montoya.
Tell her to email us.
Yeah. Just email. Make sure that we get you all set up.
What's your email?
Oh, what's my email? info@opengatequilts.com. So email me, and if you're interested, we will get that for you. I'll send you a bill for the box, and then so we've got that. If you're interested in the Christmas box, you can again email me info@opengatequilts.com, and I will put you on the list. And I think that's it. What else do we have to do? You forgot to tell me again. Poor Mark's trying to answer YouTube and Facebook and trying to see what I'm doing.
Comment, like, and share.
Comment, like, and share, and subscribe to YouTube. So hope everybody has a good couple weeks. We are going to try and get on next week. It is box week, so we know that we're crazy busy during box week, but we're going to try next Thursday. We will not be here on the 7th, but the 14th, we are going to be working on the third step. So which means you guys got to get these all strip sets done. If you don't get them done, don't panic. I know it's summertime, you're doing lots, but if you do, great. we can start cutting them apart and getting going on this quilt. So hope everybody has a good couple weeks. Happy holidays for those who have holidays coming up, July 4th, July 1st. And we will see you hopefully next week. If not, we'll see you in 3. Have a great time. Thanks. Bye.